I am not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not an athletic trainer. I would never in a million years say anything to undermine one of those medical professionals. However, as a veteran strength coach of doing this for the past decade, it is my humble opinion that if players have healthy, fully functional ankles and feet, they do not need nor should they wear ankle braces or tape. It will make that joint weaker and less mobile. Hopefully no one in here has ever broken their arm, but you can picture someone who has. I have a cast on this wrist. I take it off 12 weeks later. What is the difference between this forearm and this forearm? Smaller and weaker, absolutely. And I appreciate it. You're a big help because you've been the only one answering anything. Thank you very much, young lady. This one is smaller and weaker. Why? Because you either use it or you lose it. Same thing with your brain, same thing with your heart, same thing with all the muscles in your body. If you don't use them, you'll lose them. So if this joint cannot move, my forearm can't be activated because I'm in a cast, it's going to get weaker and smaller. Same thing for your feet. We all just loosely agreed that the ankle and foot's the most important joint on a basketball player's body, yet we intentionally put this artificial stability in the form of a brace or tape, and it makes it less mobile. It makes the foot weaker. So we want to do everything we can to strengthen the foot and improve the mobility in the ankles, instead of wrapping them up and making the joint weak. See, when you take the players into Matha, our average kid at Matha plays basketball 25 to 30 hours a week, most weeks of the year, and they've been doing that since they were this big. That's a lot of time to be in a cast. That's a lot of time to lose function and mobility in your ankles. Now, it's a personal choice. If you want, or your players want, or your players' parents want them to wear braces or tape, that's a decision that each player and family needs to make on their own. But I still highly recommend that they do the barefoot stuff without the tape, without the braces, and if they want to put them on to practice or play, that's their business. But this stuff needs to be done, 2 to 3 minutes a day, most days of the week. We're going to get in a lunge position now, guys, and lunge means we stay hip width apart. I want you to take a big step out. I want your ankles, knees, hips, and shoulders facing forward. I want your front knee above your heel, and you're going to feel a good stretch in the arch of your back foot. I want your back knee down about 3 to 4 inches off the ground, and I want you to just hold. As I mentioned this morning, we don't ever want pain. Pain is a bad thing. Pain is your body's way, or their body's way, of telling them that something is not right, and you'd be a fool not to listen to your body. So if either one of these guys got down in position and felt a sharp pain, I would want them to tell me and feel comfortable telling me that they need to stop. Now, if their legs start burning, their feet start burning, their butt, their core, now that's a good thing. That's discomfort. We want discomfort, we crave discomfort, and we need players that can tolerate high levels of discomfort. But it's so important, especially at this age, to communicate and build trust so they know the difference between pain and discomfort. You starting to have a little discomfort? A little bit of burning? Not too bad? Okay. Now, without changing anything, you know what we're going to do? We're going to close our eyes. Close our eyes. Going to make it a little bit more wobbly. Outstanding. These two guys are doing a terrific job. And we'll just hold. The front foot should stay flat, absolutely. And what you'll see, and let me just give them 10 seconds or they're going to end up being here for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Yes, we want the front foot flat, and you'll see that every player is built slightly different. They're going to do things a little bit different. So there's technically no such thing as a perfect lunge. I make sure that I give them the rough coaching points, but every player will be slightly different. Now, bear with me if you were here this morning. I want to take 2 minutes to tell you about the brick-by-brick philosophy, which I mentioned, but I honestly don't think you can ever hear it enough because it's that important. If you look at this brick wall over here, every time I look at a brick wall, I notice that every single brick is laid perfectly. There's no bricks missing, there's no bricks sticking out, there's not one that's diagonal. Every brick has been laid perfect, and thus the end result is a very sound and sturdy wall, or in this case, a beautiful gem. We want to build players from the feet up with the same mentality, which means every single thing they do is important. Every single rep of every single set, of every single workout, of every single practice, of every single game is another brick. So that's just another chance. Even that one set is just one more brick to go in their game. Now the good part is, we're not in any urgency. We don't have to be in a rush. I don't want their goal to be a great player by the end of the week. That's not going to happen. I just want to make sure they get a little bit better, brick by brick. I tell our guys that all the time. If we go really, really hard and we do everything really well today, you know how much better you'll get in the next hour? And it's a trick question. If you're lucky, you'll get this much better. And see, most kids in today's ADHD society, they think that sucks. What, I'm only going to get this much better? That's no good. This much better every single day of your life is humongous progress. The compound effect is unbelievable. So that's our goal. And if we can start making this movement with younger players, you're telling me when a kid is 8 or 9 years old that you can add a brick every single day, most days of the week, for the next 10 years of their life, the development is off the charts. That's the problem. We're not developing the bricks. We're just kind of taking the bricks and throwing them and hoping they land in the shape of a wall. We got to make sure that we're building them up foundationally from the feet up, and then it starts with movement. Then it moves on to skill, which Brett's going to cover after this, and does a tremendous job covering the skill aspect. But you do the athleticism and movement, then you start going to skill, then you start introducing some concepts. I mean, this is the problem. I said it this morning. And I told you I wasn't going to talk, and damn it, I'm going to just keep talking. I apologize. I swear we're going to get to some drills in just a second. The fact that we have an 8 and under AAU national championship in this country is criminal. It's absolutely criminal. There's no reason that we should be putting the emphasis on that age on winning, because it's the exact opposite of what needs to be done to build progress. There are coaches working with 9 and 10-year-olds who are trying to teach concepts like the pick and roll that most college programs still have difficulty doing. Because conceptually, kids are not ready to handle it at that age. What we need to be focused on at the youngest age is proper movement and making sure it's fun. And then they graduate when they're 10, 11, 12 to doing the specific footwork and skill work of basketball, which means you teach them how to dribble, but at 9 and 10 years old, you're not worried about teaching them what dribble to do and when to do it. They can't grasp that yet. These are facts. They can't grasp it yet. Now, once you've built that layer and they get a little bit older, now you start playing some small-sided games, some 2-on-2, some 3-on-3, and now you teach them when to make a certain pass, when to take a certain shot. Now they're starting to grasp it. Then they get a little bit older, 13, 14. Now you can start playing some 5-on-5. Now you can start making it more competitive. Don't get it twisted. Winning is important. I mean, Coach Jones would tackle me if I was up here telling you that winning is not important. We try to win at DeMatha, but guess what? Our kids are 16, 17, and 18 years old. Winning can be important when you're 16, 17, 18 if you've built the proper foundation to get to that point. Winning when you're 8 or 9 years old is absolutely, I'm trying so hard not to use foul language, is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Enough of that, let's get back to some concepts. Just pick a line right here, guys. Any line you want, and we're going to do an easy line jump. Now, because we don't have our shoes on, I don't want you jumping very high. I want you jumping barely high enough to get over the paint. And you're going to stand lateral. You're just going to go nice and easy for 10 side-to-side jumps. And on the 10th one, I want you to stick and hold it for 3 seconds. Now, let me show you what 3 seconds is. 1, 2, 3. That was almost awkward for both of us, right? Yeah, 3 seconds is a lot of time. So I don't want you to do this. 1, 2, 3. I want you to hold it for a long 3 seconds because the holding and stability part is important. So go ahead and go 10 line jumps on the 10th one. Stick it for a long, awkward 3 seconds, please. Go. Yep. Try and stabilize everything. That's excellent. Now you're even counting out like a referee. Good stuff. Nice. Now face the line. You can use your same foot. And now let's go front to back jumps. Front to back jumps. Go. There's nothing real magical about the barefoot stuff that we're doing, for the most part, with the exception of really high jumps and lands and a lot of planning and cutting. Anything that your players can do with shoes on, they should work up a tolerance to being able to do with shoes off, with the exception of real high jumping and landing and planning and cutting. So we want to make sure that we're strengthening their feet, and this is the best time to do it, again, at the younger ages, Now we're going to do a twist. So you're going to twist your hips, and I want you turning your foot 180 degrees as much as you can. Same thing, the more you don't even worry about the line, you just do the turn, 10 of them, and stick that landing for me. Yep, there you go. Especially at the younger ages, you want to find things that incorporate their central nervous system. We're working on coordination, we're working on different movement. Outstanding, guys. Now just standing here in a good athletic stance, I just want you to bring your toes to your nose and down nice and slow. The higher you can get your toes, the better. You might not realize it, but you guys have muscles in your shins. We want to get those things activated. Yep, big pull. Yep, you can bend your knees a little bit. After you do 3 or 4 of them, you should start to feel some burn in your shins. And you'll see there's a different range of motion. He's having a little bit of trouble getting his foot really high. That's okay, that will improve with practice. Really good, guys. Stay balanced. And I think that's pretty good. Why don't you guys go put your shoes on? If you could give these 2 young bucks a hand, please. I've got the older veterans laying in the corner, and we're going to have them do some games in a second, but I want the focus to be on these kids because that's what this whole presentation is about, is developing kids at this age. But in a minute, I'm going to need just some extra bodies. But right now, as soon as you guys lace them up, you each grab a basketball, and we're going to go through a real quick warm-up series. The purpose of the warm-up, there's 6 movements that basketball players have to go through every single day that they play. They have to sprint, they have to backpedal, they have to defensive slide, they have to pivot, they have to jump and therefore land, and they have to lunge. Those are the 6 movements. Those are the 6 movements that we need to make sure that the younger kids are going through on a regular basis. And here's how, if you look at the spectrum, if you have 2 hours of practice time and you're working with high school age kids, you can spend 10 to 12 minutes doing some movement stuff and the rest of the time working on skill work, concepts, playing, what have you. But that's when kids are varsity level high school. If I had 2 hours to work with kids that are 9 or 10 years old, it'd be completely different. We'd spend close to half of that doing movement-based stuff, the stuff I'm going to do right now. Then the next portion of that would be the specific drill work like Brett's going to cover. And then the very end, we might do some 2-on-2, or we might do something that's teaching a little bit on the concept side of things, but that's how we change it. And that's my main goal in changing this model, is that you don't coach 8 and 9-year-olds with the same template that you coach kids that are in high school. We need to change that, and it all starts with the movement. See, if I can get these guys to move better, if I can get them to move more efficiently, if I can improve their coordination, their balance, their spatial awareness, if I can get them a little stronger, more explosive, improve their mobility, improve their reaction, then they can perform their skills at a higher level. They can perform their skills with more efficiency, and they can perform their skills for longer before fatigue sets in. That's why this stuff is the foundation. Now, don't get it twisted. I know when I start foaming at the mouth, I'm onto something here. Sorry about that if I spit on you guys. Don't get it twisted. Skill is still king. What Brett's going to cover later is the most important part. I can get these guys extremely fit. I can get them fast. I can get them powerful. If they can't dribble, pass, shoot, rebound, or defend, then they're not very good basketball players. They're just very athletic and fit human beings. So skill has to be king. So for every hour that I spend working with players on movement, they should be spending 4 to 5 hours working on the skills of the game. And then on top of that, depending on their age, then you start working on the concepts, the basketball IQ, the understanding of when to do what, and then you start incorporating the competition. But there has to be a method to all this. All right, you guys are going to go on the sideline right here. We're going to go through a real quick warm-up. Part of the warm-up's purpose is to go through the 6 movements of basketball. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to go through those 6 movements right now. I'm going to show you a real quick series that we do, and the reason we do this series, it's multi-planar, which means basketball is done front to back, it's done side to side, and it's done with rotation. So I'm going to throw that into the mix, and we're going to incorporate a couple different movement patterns. Most importantly, I want to start working on these kids on their central nervous system. I want to work on their balance, their coordination. I'm going to have their lower body and their upper body doing some different things, and it's going to be tougher. Here's the crazy thing. I probably can teach these guys, but you guys are 12, somewhere in that ballpark. When you were 8 or 9 years old, there's going to be certain things that I can teach you much, much easier than I can teach the guys at the math hub, because they've already missed that window. See, the younger kids they're like a sponge. You'd be amazed what you can teach 8 or 9-year-olds. That's the time that we need to be teaching these movement patterns, not teaching the things that conceptually they can't handle. Okay, real quick, all we're going to do, we're going to skip. Now see, you guys are younger, so you've probably skipped recently. I haven't skipped in 30 years, except for doing these clinics. And we've got kids at the Matha that haven't done it since they were in elementary school at recess. So you guys are probably going to be really good at it. You're going to take the ball, you're going to touch your belly button and the back of your neck, and you're just going to skip. We're going to skip and we're going to chop. When you get to the other side, I want you to skip backwards. Anything you do forward, I need you to be able to do backwards. Go! Same thing coming back, gentlemen. Yep. See how quickly he just picked that up? He made 2 awkward steps and did just like that, picked it up. That's a tremendous job. Most of our guys at the Math, it would take them a week or 2 before they're able to make that adjustment. And we have high-level kids. We have some of the best kids in the nation. I mean, 2 of our seniors last year, they're playing at Pitt and Syracuse this year. They're high-level kids, and not in their case particularly, but with a lot of really older high-level kids, we've missed that window of adaptation. Now you're going to hold the ball directly above your head, and I want you to laterally. So we're going to move laterally while you skip. Same thing, forward and backward. Go. Same thing going backwards. You guys doing a nice job. And you can see now it's challenging their kinesthetic awareness. I want you to take the ball under your chin and elbows out and twist 180 degrees. Go. And you guys get ready. I'm going to throw you in the fire real quick. There you go. Yep, that's it. And here goes back to the brick by brick philosophy. And it's being challenged a little bit, and that's okay. Because we don't want to put the sense of urgency on them. I don't need you to do this drill perfectly by the end of today. We're going to build this thing brick by brick, which means every single day that I work with you over the next year, we're going to do something to this effect. And you better believe that you'll get better at it each time that we do it. So we're looking at the end of the road, not just what is he going to be able to do by the end of the day. Let's face this direction, and we could go, we're not going to do it for time, but if you face this way, just get the chop portion. We can do the same thing with our upper body that we just did, but I just want you to laterally gallop instead of skip. Go, quick. Instead of doing a gallop, they can do a karaoke. They can do anything with their feet. I mentioned this earlier. The only thing that ever limits you as a coach from a strength and conditioning standpoint is your own creativity and imagination. As long as what your kids do is safe, that has to be most important. Safe, I believe in being time efficient, it's purposeful, and it can be made progressively more challenging. If it can be those four things, it's free game. So again, if you're watching some things here, any movement pattern you've ever seen, karaoke, whatever, you can incorporate into this. Now the next thing we'll do, and I'll go ahead and get you guys up, we're going to play a few different versions of tag. I have an affinity for what we call little kid games, and I use them with players all the way up to the NBA. Because, and again, I'll just kind of generalize, when most of you and most of us were younger, we were more physically active, we had more free play. I remember when I was younger, I'd ride bikes, I'd climb trees, you know, we'd play tag, we'd play tackle football, maybe get in a fight here or there. We did things that were physically active. Kids today aren't doing that unless it's structured, which means we need to start putting some of this structure back in. So tag is one of the best ways for you to work on basketball athleticism with your players. You go ahead and set the balls down. To work on the ability of starting and stopping, accelerating and decelerating. Now tag, go ahead, you guys can come out on the court. I'm gonna need everybody on this side of half court. Tag makes up the foundation of what we do conditioning-wise at DeMatha. What drill, and players absolutely hate it, it starts with an S, kind of a real negative name, makes up the foundation of most programs' conditioning. Yep, but even worse, yeah, suicides. The monotony of just running free throw line back, midcourt back, and so forth. This is a superior way to condition because you're going to see there's going to be a reactive component, much more acceleration and deceleration, but it adds the spontaneity that's real to the game of basketball. See, basketball's not, I got to run to this line and stop, I got to run to this line and stop. Basketball's about reading and reacting, so we're going to add that in. But most importantly, it's a lot more fun. You haven't even played it yet, but I want you to answer me this. Would you rather play 10 to 15 minutes of tag, or would you rather run 15 minutes of suicide? Which would you prefer to do? Be very careful how you answer, because I'll do it if you say it. You'd much rather play tag. Thankfully, any group I've ever asked that to has always answered tag. If they would prefer to do it, they will have more fun. If they will have more fun, they will be more engaged. If they will be more engaged, they'll give you a better effort. If they give you a better effort, you get a better result. Training is not that complicated. You train hard, you train smart, you train consistently. If you do those three things, you have to get results. Nothing else is even physically possible. The problem is most people only do one of those, and the one they do is kind of half-assed. Train hard, train smart, train consistently. Okay, and it's Bo with the glasses, right? Joe, I got it, oh man, I had a 50-50 and I got it wrong. Joe, when I say go, Joe, you're up, and you're gonna see how many of these guys you can tag, including your buddy or any of the guys in the red. Old school, just freeze tag. They cannot go out of bounds. I'll give you 15 seconds to see how many guys you can tag. Guys on the end, hang on, wait. Oh yeah, I'm like, man, you got some clout. Look how scared they just got. You guys can go at 60 to 70. You can go at 60 to 70% because I know you're not completely warmed up. But don't you dare let them get you. Go! Oh, go get them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Bo, you're up. Go! Yep. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. And give them a hand. Give them a hand. How outstanding is that, though? How outstanding? Hey, and before you go buying yourself a ribbon, he's 12 years old. Congratulations. Jesus. God damn, guy's over here giving himself one of these. God damn, he's a kid. No, but as you can see, if you paid attention to their feet, their ability to start, stop, their ability to change direction, their ability to be elusive and not get tagged, that's what it's all about. Now again, if we freeze the frame right now and it's dead silent in here, Guarantee you these two guys are breathing heavy. I guarantee you their heart's beating. So we do that as a conditioner at the marathon. Now there's a few wrinkles we'll put on it, and I'm going to share with you those right now. And then I already realized I'm pretty much up on time, and I'm going to hand the mic over to Brett. But I want to show you a few different ways that we play tag. So we'll do that with our group, and we want to make it competitive. We want to make it fun. He's talking junk to a 12-year-old, which I think is hysterical, but I want our guys at the marathon talking junk, saying you can't tag me and all that. I think that's outstanding. Anytime we can add competitiveness, we want to do that. Now another way that we've done it, and I wouldn't do it with these two young men, would be, oh, you have to tag, and the drill ain't over until you tag everyone. It takes you 5 minutes. I'm sorry, you're in the horn for 5 minutes, but you're not leaving until you get out. And you have to look at the dynamic of your team. Coach Showalter knows one of our players, a kid, BJ Anya, very gifted player. He's a large young man. He's 6'8". He hates that I say this. He's a couple sandwiches away from 300 pounds. He's a giant human being. When we do that drill, he's in the hole for a while because we got some little spindly, swirly guards that are really tough to tag. But you know what? I want to do that from a mental standpoint. I want to see if BJ just says, I can't do that, I quit. Or does he say, you know what, F you, Coach Stein, I'll go ahead and tag these little guys. I want to see what he's built on, you know, from a mental standpoint, and he actually does a really nice job with that. Another way we can do it, I told you that I don't handle skill, but I want to make sure that we address skill, is I'll give you the ball in the white shirt, we're playing tag, you keep a live dribble the whole time. Ready? Go. Go, go, go. Live dribble. Live dribble. Go. No, didn't lose the ball. You're still in. He lost the ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. It's not easy because he's laughing. Give him the ball. Right here, right here. Mr. Smiles, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No, he lost the ball. Get up. You're still in. 4, 3, 2, and time. Ain't so funny when you got the ball, is it? Yeah, it's a little bit different. So, and again, this could be our entire conditioning workout. We've got 15 guys on varsity. Each guy's going to be hit once. We'll go through twice. Take you a handful of minutes to run through the whole thing. Run through the whole thing. And again, we can have everybody has a ball. We can have everyone has a ball except for the guy that's it. You can do it full court. You can do it quarter court. You're only limited by your own creativity and imagination. Now we're going to do one more, and I need you guys to split up. So let's go, you three guys flip to white. You have a white. And you two guys, oh no, just two guys, I'm sorry. So three, why don't you go over here with him? You guys are going to stay gray, which means, oh, just go gray. You got gray. We got 4 gray. Just take your shirt off. You can throw it over there. That's good enough. Okay, so we got 4 guys in gray, 3 guys in red. I would like to have a couple more players do this, but we're going to make the most of what we got. Everybody's in. This will be the last drill I'll share with you. Can I see the ball? This is a great drill to reinforce pivoting. We're going to play tag, but you have to physically tag the guy with the ball. Now, all I can do is pivot. It's the same rules as basketball. So I'm in gray right now. If I can't reach you, then I can't get you. Why don't you go stand next to him real quick, sprint over next to him. Tag his ass real quick. Got him. Okay. So now you see. So you guys are going to be able to move, but you can't move if you have the ball. All you can do is pivot. So this is going to be about moving without the ball. This is going to be about talking and communication. Gray, there's 4 of you. I need you to tag the 3 guys in red physically with the ball, and I'll give you 1 minute to do so. Red, your only goal is to not get tagged with the ball. Last drill. Go. You guys might want to work together. Hey, Bo and Joe, get in the game there, brother. There you go. Oh, man, it's slippery. Slippery. Oh, man. Get him back. Go back. Go back. Go. Yeah, he lost the ball. Didn't count. Now, what are they not doing right now? Yeah, they're not talking. They're not working together. You've got 4 guys doing their own thing, and you don't have anybody working together. Hey, freeze for 1 second. Hey, freeze for 1 second. Freeze. I'll give you guys a hint. 4 guys in gray try and surround 1 guy. 4 of you work together. Why don't you get Mr. Smiles over here? Tag him. Get him out of the drill. Ready? Go. Find a way to get him. Go. Yep, no trouble. Work together. Sprint without the ball. Move to his face. Move to his face. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Please give them a hand. And you guys can have a seat. Have a seat. Terrific job. I'll wrap this up in 2 minutes here. Nice work. Bo and Joe, thank you guys very much. They'll learn very quickly about communication. They'll learn about spacing. They'll learn about moving without the ball. They'll learn about strategy. But all the while, whether they realize it or not, they're being conditioned. They're getting themselves in great cardiovascular shape. They're working on being elusive, they're starting and stopping, they're accelerating, they're decelerating, they're changing direction, they're loading and exploding. They're working on all the fundamental characteristics of basketball movement that they want, especially pivoting, and they don't even realize it. That's why the best part of that drill is the simplicity. Real quick story, we do that at Tamatha, and with any kids you work with, they'll immediately try and find a loophole. They will immediately try and find something. And the loophole that we did at Tamatha the other day, because I told them that you need to be strong enough to hold the ball, that when you tag someone, you don't lose the ball. So if I tagged Coach Showalter and I lost the ball, he's still in. You have to possess the ball. Ball's the most important thing on the court. So then what do our guys immediately start doing? Coach Showalter tries to tag me, I just slap the ball out of his hand. I mean, we almost got in a fist fight the other day at Tamatha because these guys are trying to find a loophole. But you know what? It showed me they were thinking, it showed me they were competitive, and then as a coach, that just means the next time we do the drill, I have to add a slight little rule to it that just says you can't do that or you can't do this in order to get what we want. But that's our primary means of conditioning, in addition to some of the things that I covered earlier this morning, and the kids absolutely love it. If you find a way to get your kids engaged to the point where they really enjoy what you're having them do, they will give you a better effort. If they give you a better effort, you'll get a better result. So you'll get what you want, they're getting what they want. And if we can start to take this mold and start doing what's age appropriate for kids at younger ages and build this up systematically, we'll be in good shape. I'm sorry that I ran a few minutes over. I very much appreciate you guys being here. For anyone that didn't get it, let me give you my email address. It's Alan, A-L-A-N, @strongerteam.com. I have a 100% return rate on email. Because of my heavy travel, I can't always promise I'll get back to you in 24 hours, but it's usually within 72, and if you don't hear back from me, it means I didn't get it. I'm a big social media guy. I use Twitter and YouTube as ways to disseminate a ton of information. If there was anything you didn't quite see today or you didn't get to see this morning's session, if there's anything you want to see, chances are pretty high that I have it on our YouTube channel. Just send me an email and I'll send you a link with the video that has it. Not that you necessarily would, but if you were to ever find yourself in the DC area and you want to come watch what we do at Tamatha, Coach Jones is amazing about keeping the door open. Just drop me an email if you want to come watch a workout or practice. I doubt you can see a game because you guys will be playing at the same time, but just know our door's always open. You guys are really in for a treat with Brett, who's coming up next. Thank you very much for your attention. I appreciate you, and if you could give these guys a hand one more time, they were outstanding.